Well, hello and welcome again to Minecraft Dad with me, Paul McJay, and this is part 2 of our Build a Medieval Castle tutorial. Now, today's video we are going to be building that nice little drawbridge you see in the background there, and a portcullis to go with it. So, without ado, let's get into the video. So first things first, I'm just going to show you the drawbridge. So we're going to put our lever down here, got the sound effects as it comes down and as it lands on the floor. And we put the lever back up, the drawbridge goes back up, and with different sound effects when it lands. That is pretty cool. And the second switch is for our portcullis. As you see, it goes up when we push it down. Then we'll put it back up, the drawbridge goes back down. Simples. So I've just basically exposed all my command blocks. As you can see, there's quite a few, but trust me, it's all very simple. It's all clone commands, nothing too complicated going on. So this is our first switch there. As you can see, we've got a piston and an observer just going into those repeaters and 2 command blocks there. What that basically does is use a set block command to place a redstone block there, which activates that circuit there, and a similar thing on the other side. So when we put that lever, it places a redstone block in that position above that block with a redstone torch, which just changes back and forth the switch. You see, if I get rid of that block, the drawbridge extends back up. So I'm just going to reset that now, because I haven't put a reset circuit. Of course, see our redstone block is back in place there. So what it does, it moves that piston and that observer, and it sets into that repeater and sets off the first chain of command blocks. So if we open that impulse command block up, as you can see, it's just simply a clone command. And what is cloning is the positions on different sections of my drawbridge. So the first command block is that first section, the second is the second section here, and as each section, as you can see, is slightly different, the stage of the animation. We've got 7 stages in total. As you see, the final stage is the drawbridge fully extended. And our second circuit here is for our portcullis, which is basically doing a very similar thing, but with different coordinates. Same sort of switch layout, and it's doing exactly the same thing. And this is what it's cloning. So the switches use a different sort of command. They use set block commands. So basically, we're just using a set block command, one set of coordinates with an air block and one with a redstone block, and the same for the second. Now this final set of command blocks, this final chain, I will show you later. So this is just, as you notice, it's the same command in each of those blocks. I will show you what they do later. So before we get into anything, we need to put the following settings on. So go into your settings menu. We're going to need to make sure that show coordinates is on. Also activate cheats. Also command blocks enabled. Put the following in. So / give at player command _ block. This will give you a command block, and also the following command / game rule command block output false. So go back to the keep we built in the first part, and in the middle of your front section we're going to lay out where we're going to be building our door. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's about right. So our door's about 5 wide. So I'm just going to put 5 command blocks there, 5 normal blocks there. And we're going to go up 7 blocks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That side as well. Right, let's get rid of this guiding light. I'm just going to extend the wall out a bit. 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Just going to build this up a bit. And we'll do the same for the other side. Right, so we just need also now just to make that door a bit bigger, because obviously there's only a 3 gap in the middle. We'll just go up there. There. There we are, and now we've got a gap of 5 now in the middle. Right, so now we just need to build our 7 different segments of our drawbridge. So this is the first stage. So just get an some oak blocks out and go up 7 blocks with that. And it's going to be 7 high, but we're going to go 6. And then these plank blocks in the middle are going to go up 7 for this bit. On the 5th block up, we're going to be putting barrels. And just to make it more, make it look a bit more realistic, just take the odd block out and put some wooden steps in there, just to create a little weathered sort of look. The second bit, we're just gonna halfway up. We're just gonna sort of split it, put it a block forward. So we're creating the effect that the drawbridge is opening. So third block, we're going to expand on that idea and split into 3 different sections. Now key, obviously when you put our chains in later, is to make sure that all those barrels line up. They should always be on the 5th position. So number 4, we're splitting up even more into single blocks there. When we get to the 5th block, up in a sort of step fashion. And we're going to flatten it out at the top then with those 2 blocks and make it the sort of step section at the front. Of course you can do this however you want to create the effect, but I find this looks quite effective when the commands are running. So for the next bit, we've got 2 flat sections there and a 3rd flat section there. Now key to this as well, make sure none of these sections overlap each other. Otherwise this is not going to work properly. So the next section is 2 large sections. We're almost at the flat position now. The last section now is also the drawbridge down. We've got rid of that step at the front. Now, all we have to do now is add our chains in. Now for my chains I'm using polished blackstone, steps and slabs to create a little chain effect. Like so. Now the first 3 sections are quite easy to do because we're just following the barrels. So we've got like the steps, so some forward facing steps, some upside down steps, just creating a little chain effect. So those are pretty much simple to do. You just changing the steps direction. This is a bit more difficult now. Obviously we're going to use selections of slabs to cascade this down, and then the final bit is just all steps down with a slab to finish. Now we need to get the coordinates for all our different sections so we can input them into command blocks and clone them to the door. So we're just going to do our first door here, and we're going to go to this corner here. So we just want this bottom corner, so we're just going to get rid of those 2 blocks temporarily. Stand in there. These are my coordinates for that corner. So mine are those. Yours of course will be different. We don't want that. So let's put our oak blocks back. Now we want to get the other corner, and we want the height. So we want the height on the top most part of the build, on top of our seventh block, and we want that corner. So that's what my coordinates are going to be for that section. So for the second bit, we're going to want to go here and get that coordinate, and then our second coordinate. So let's get our height first, and that corner. Of course, make sure that you write these down on a piece of paper, or if you've got, if you're using PC version of Bedrock, you can stick it in the notepad. Up to you. Just make sure that you've got them written down clearly. So I'll coordinate for that third bit, and our height here. Let's go across. There's our coordinate. Now this is very important. As the build goes on, you want to keep the same height. Doesn't matter how low the blocks are getting down, then you still use the same height. So we want to keep the same height as I said, and we want that corner there. Right, so our fifth coordinate is going to be this one here. Keeping the same height, we want that coordinate there. Number 6, we want this one. And keeping the same height on the Y value, we want this corner here. And last but least, this coordinate here, and keeping the same height, this corner down there. And we're now ready to start plugging these in. Right, so we're going to get a lever out, and we're going to place a lever there. This is going to be temporarily placing these here. We're going to build redstone retractors later on, so we're going to take under that switch there. Take 2 blocks down, stick a block of your choice down. I'm just going to put some blue wool. And place some redstone on top of that block. So when we activate that switch there, you can see now the redstone is now active. Now we're going to take out a bit of a small area here now. So build a little bit of area about 2 blocks down. Put a redstone torch on that side of the block there. Get some redstone and come out a few blocks. And go down. About 1 or 2. Just gonna extend this out a little bit more. Just like that. Now get yourself a sticky piston and face it that way, facing forward to the side, and put an observer block facing the same direction. Now put a repeater in front of that with a space, so when you hit that lever, as you can see, the observer block is pushed forward, so it activates the repeater. And we're going to put a command block right, so I'm just going to dig this area out a bit more. Put the command block facing forward. And we're going to need about 7 command blocks in total, with a 2 repeater space between each command block, so I think we're going to have to extend out about another 20 odd blocks in total. So there we go. Made myself a bit of a bigger area to play with. So get our repeaters out. So another 2 repeaters coming out of that command block. Another command block facing forward. Another 2 repeaters. Command block facing forward. Another 2 repeaters. You get the gist of this. So we're going to do this the 7 command blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need another 3. More. Two. We should have 7 there now. Right, we're going to need a bit more space, so I'm just going to dig this all out a little bit more. Right, so I'm just going to get my position where we're going to clone our commands to. So I'm going to want it coming off. But there, so minus 3, 4, 4, minus 60, minus 1, 3, 2. So that's where I want my blocks to be cloned to, my drawbridge to be cloned to. So now I'm going to go into my first command block. So I'll just go into there, and I'm going to put my first drawbridge coordinates in. So clone. So mine are going to be minus 305, minus 60, minus 144, minus 309, minus 53, minus 144. And then our new set of coordinates, where we're going to be cloning the drawbridge to, minus 344, minus 60, minus 132. I'm just going to put a button next to that and just test it. So, voila. We have our first drawbridge stage spawned right in front where we want it. So we just need to do the second one now. Right, so we're going to put the coordinates in for our second block. So it's going to be / clone. Minus 305, minus 60, minus 145, minus 309, minus 53, minus 146, now destination coordinates, minus 344, minus 60, minus 132. Now let's put our button down and test that. Right. Now, got a bit of an issue here now. You see, that spawned. It's cloned one space too much backwards. And we're just going to have to make some adjustments to the coordinates. And we're going to have to come out another one on the Z coordinate. So minus 133. I'm going to go back there and change that last coordinate from minus 132 to minus 133. Should now be okay. So we've got those old blocks there, so let's get rid of them. Let's go into our third command block. And we're going to put our third set of coordinates in, so / clone, minus 305, minus 60, 147, minus 309, minus 53, minus 149, and our destination coordinates, minus 344, minus 60, minus 132. Let's test this out. We're probably going to need some adjustments again. Yep. Now we're going to need to come out another 2 this time. So we'll change that last coordinate to minus 134. Looking a bit better. Get rid of some of this excess. There we go, that's looking better. Put this up one block higher. Right, so our next one, / clone, minus 305, minus 60, 150, minus 309, minus 53, minus 156, minus 344, minus 60, minus 134. Right, as I said, some adjusting needed there. Now we're going to need to adjust this a little bit more now. I'm just going to gauge how many we need. I think we probably need another 4 blocks. I think -138 should do it. So we'll just change that to -138. There we go. Perfect. Let's do number 5. So /clone -305 -60 -157 -309 -553 -156 -344 -138. So we'll keep a -138 there. Yeah, it's looking a bit better. What's going on here now? Right, I'll have to work this out, what's going on here. Right, so I can see where I've gone wrong. I've got a wrong coordinate in there. So I'm just going to correct that now. So if we press the button, there we are, it's now correctly positioned. Right, let's do number 6. So /clone -305 -16 -164 -309 -53 -170 -344 -16 -138. Let's put a button down. Yeah, that one's positioned nicely now. Just the last position to go. So clone -305 -60 -171 -309 -53 -177 -344 -60 and -138. Let's put our button to test. Right, that's not working. Still showing the old position. Yeah, those coordinates are definitely correct. Right, so I know what's going on. We're outside of the spawn radius. So I just want to build some new sections of that bridge closer to the build. And now it's working. I think it only clones within a 20 block radius. There we are. So when we put another lever down now, the drawbridge is from a closed position to an open position. So we're just going to slow this down. That's a bit too fast, so I'm just going to set that to 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4 ticks on each of these repeaters. Oop. Yeah, so that should slow that down quite a bit now. Nice. So we just need to complete the circuit so it extends back up and closes. So go back to where your redstone torch is, come out, extend redstone dust all the way across here, so it joins up. So we want to coming off that block with there because we don't need the last position, so clone backwards. So let's put our command blocks in, facing the other direction. Let's move that redstone wire back a bit. Put a redstone repeater into that block, and let's put the rest of our repeaters in. We don't need it on the last. We don't need one on the last section. So let's set all these to 2 and 4 facing the other way. There we go. Put our sticky piston there. And our observer block facing that way in. So when we hit that lever now, it's just going to toggle between the two switches back and forth. So we go like that, it goes down, and so if we hit the lever back up, it should extend back up. But as you can see, we've got those previous cloned blocks in place. So I'm just going to show you how to sort that out now. Right, in order to correct this, I've just gone back to my older build, just to show you how this is done. So first things I'm going to do is I'm just going to extend my drawbridge, and we're going to get some coordinates. So I'm just going to go into that corner here and get that coordinate there. Minus 184 minus 61 minus 123, and we want another coordinate here, so I'm just going to close this. We want this coordinate here, top of there, so I'm just going to put a block here, stand there, and we want that coordinate there. Right, let's get rid of that. Now in this second series of command blocks, we're going to be using a fill command. So put those two commands in there, those two coordinates rather that you just got, and then put A at the end. So, and it's going to be the same for every single block in that chain. So get rid of the previous blocks that you've cloned when it's closing. And another thing we need to do as well, we need to change the tick value. So when you go at the bottom there where it says delay ticks, change that from 0 to 1 in each of those blocks. Like so. So once you've done this, now you should have a smooth animation, opening and closing your drawbridge. Now I'm just going to show you what to do to put some sound effects onto your drawbridge. So if you see under those physical commands, we've got another command block directly underneath it. These are play sound commands. So play sound block.lantern.place at player and a set of coordinates. So the coordinates we want are going to be coordinates for our door. So I'm just going to go anywhere in the middle of that door, get a coordinate, place that in there. So when you're closing your door, you're going to be hearing that sound coming from that position rather than the command block itself. So for the second one, we're using a slightly different one. So a play sound block.lantern.hit. I play with the same coordinate. We're going to go back to the place command again. And then for the final one, we're going to use a firework.large_blast. So that's the big loud bang when it's fully closed. Now, when it's going back the other way, we're going to use a slightly different effect. So we've got item.shield.blast. Right, so let's open our bridge now. The sounds and then the bang. And when we close it, slightly different effect when it's closed. Right, so this second series of commands here is going to be for the portcullis. It's not much different to what we've already done. We're just going to be using a different set of coordinates. So if I push this lever here, you can see the portcullis is closing and then going back up. Very similar thing here, so I've got the portcullis gate in just various stages of being fully open and closed. So as I said, we're just going to get the coordinates for each of the corners for each of these sections. So same setup again. Our first coordinate is going to be the portcullis closed, and then it's just going to basically do exactly what you see it did last time with the other commands. And same descending. The only difference is we're not going to put anything in these blocks here. We don't need to. There we are, closed and open. Now I'm going to show you quickly how to extend that switch out. So we're going to get rid of the levers and we're going to build this little setup here. As you can see, we've got a little toggle that places that redstone block there. So we need a coordinate for where we want our redstone block to be. So we want it over that redstone wire, a block above, 2 blocks above. And in that command block there, we're going to be using a set block command. So that coordinate that we've just taken and redstone underscore block. And the second, with the same command, just with air. We'll just toggle between those. So when we're opening our gate, it's spawning that redstone block to that position, and when we're closing it, it's spawning an air block to the same location, so it closes the gate. And this one is doing exactly the same, just for the circuit for the portcullis. Right, so I'm just going to clean this area up now. As you can see, all grass blocks down, with the exception of those redstone blocks. You can't tell that there's anything there. Right, so that's it for this video. So I'll be returning next week with the third and final part of this series, where we're going to be building the walls and towers. So that's it for now. Ciao for now.